Man, let's end the speculation, man. I'm talking to all of y'all, man. If you ain't knowing your cost per mile, man, you doing yourself an injustice. All right? Ain't no need to speculate no more, man. Let's get into it. Cost per mile.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? I'd like to welcome to the stage the lyrically acclaimed. Ha. I like this young man because when he came out with the phrase, he went from ashy to classy. I like that. So everybody in the house, give a warm round of applause for the notorious B.I.G. The notorious B.I.G.
Welcome to another edition of Trucking with LoShawn Parks, man. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Look, it's been a topic that's been on YouTube right now as far as trucking and everything like that related on this cost per mile thing. If you should run your truck on per day, whatever. Okay, we're gonna end everything. We're gonna end all the speculation. I don't want nobody sitting there saying, "Oh, Lo, did trucking exec expose your numbers? Did he do this? Did he do that?" The problem is this. Y'all so worried about what happened with the trucking exec exposing my numbers instead of y'all getting the educational knowledge and wealth to understanding your cost per mile. The thing that I asked when I did the YTTA Network video, I asked people in there, how many of y'all in there know what your cost per mile is? I got about 90% of the people said that they didn't even know what their cost per mile was. And we got people in there that's owner operators. We got people in there that's lease operators. We got people in there that have little small fleets that don't know this information. All right? But yet, and still, we got people in the trucking industry that call themselves owner operators, call themselves lease operators, and they don't even know the cost to run their operation. The only thing you know is to hop in that truck, drive that truck down the road, and make a certain amount of money a day. That's it. You don't know how badly you shortchanging yourself. You don't know where to even start your negotiation rates at when you talking to these brokers and agents and things of that nature. You have no clue. Okay? So when the agent or the broker talks back to you and says, "What are you looking for?" You just calculate in your head, I need to make $750, $800, $900, $1,000 a day, and you throw that number out there, and then he may look at it like, "Man, I was gonna get this dude like 1,500, but he said he only need 1,000." You don't even know where your negotiating rate starts at. And this is ignorant for drivers to even be out here in operation or to be calling themselves business owners, okay? Operating these trucks, trying to run a business, and you don't even know what your cost per mile a day is. Okay, you don't even know what your cost per mile is going down the road. Only thing you thinking about is how much you supposed to make today. And another thing is, how can you calculate a day? Okay, this question has been brought up, okay? And a lot of people have an issue with Scott, which if you guys don't know is trucking exec. They have a problem with Scott and some of the things he said. Did he make an exposed video about me as far as exposing my numbers from when I was at Prime? Sure, okay? It's some things in that video that when Scott did it, I also told Scott that you didn't put in, you implemented numbers or charges that I don't pay for. Okay? But the thing that I gained from Scott exposing that video or exposing my numbers or whatever is that it brought out Scott to explain how to come up or how important a cost per mile is. Okay? And how important it is that you need to know that. So I started doing my research on this, okay? Because I'm a researching type of person. I don't just take people for their face value of what they say. I'm going to start researching and figuring out, what does this mean? Did I go wrong somewhere? And if I did go wrong somewhere, then maybe I need to pay attention what this cost per mile is, because I'm hearing Scott say this a lot, right? I'm hearing trucking execs say this thing a lot. Cost per mile, cost per mile. He done said it so much that it done beat it in my head. Now I need to figure out, how do I generate or how do I come up with this cost per mile to figure out what he's talking about, okay? Then if I can figure out what this cost per mile is and I see, oh, this is bogus, this is BS, then I can come back and be like, hey, man, I tried this, man. Your formula or what you saying, it don't make no difference from the way I was running it before. But after I did my research, Cost per mile, people, if you're an owner operator, once again, I have to reiterate this, okay? I'm not talking to company drivers, okay? Because I don't want company drivers or people that are on the company level that are making a company salary or making cent per mile as far as being a company driver. I'm not talking to you guys, okay? I'm talking to the guys who have LLCs, they have INCs, they have S Corps, they have all this stuff, and they don't even know their cost per mile to operate that truck. But yet and still, they're so quick to go hop in that truck and call themselves owner operators, but you don't know the cost of your operation. Okay? And the thing that kills me is that this is not rocket science, man. After me doing my research, I'm like, yo, this ain't rocket science to figure out what a cost per mile is, and something that you can utilize for when you're talking with the agents, when you're talking with the brokers, how to start your negotiating point at. You have a starting negotiating number. Because a lot of y'all cats that don't have that number right now at your cost per mile, you guys are guessing. End of the day, what you're doing, you're guessing, okay? You're going off the top of the dome, thinking that, oh, well, I could make $1,000 a day and I'm good. If I run this 700 miles, or if I do this 500 miles and I make $1,000, I'm good. Yeah, you got it at $2 a mile, but if you would have had your rate or your cost per mile, okay, for instance, like right, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. My cost per mile right now to run this brand new truck 2018 Cascadia Freightliner, my cost per mile is $1.57 a mile. Okay, am I ashamed of the number? No. Okay, I know where my negotiating point is at when I talk to the brokers and when I need to move freight and when I need to move loads. Okay, and another thing that I do is the heavier that the load goes past 25,000 pounds, I start tacking on an additional $100 for every 10,000 pounds better. Okay, so what does that mean when it starts getting into the 45, or when it gets into the 40s, or when it gets into the 30s, 35, I'm tacking on an additional $150, $200 off rip to go along with my 159. So what I'm gonna do, or 157. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna calculate 157 times the 500 miles. It's gonna come up with my rate, and on top of that, I'm gonna throw in another 200. Some of y'all just don't even know. Some of y'all could be running your truck right now, and your cost could be out the roof at $215. And then this is another thing. Some of y'all not even factoring in after your carrier takes their percent. So when the agent gives you the load, or when the broker gives you the load, you don't even take out, some of y'all not even taking out the carrier's percentage. So you don't even really, technically, you don't have a true rate right now. But yet I'm the crazy one. Oh, Lo, why you on this shoe shine, shucking and jiving? Why you all of a sudden now on the cent per mile or cost per mile? Because it's important to run an operation. And some of y'all, it's not sinking through your head. You guys think that you can continuously run on a rate per day, and y'all don't, like, once again, I'll leave a question out there. What is a day? How do you calculate a day? I need that answer. 600 miles a day? How you know you're going to get 600 miles that day? How do you know? How you don't know that you're going to be stuck in traffic? Oh, what do you calculate by hours a day? So you calculate that you're going to drive 11 hours a day? How do you know that you're not going to get held up at the shipper and you're not going to have an 11 hour on that day? You cannot calculate anything in this business in trucking transportation if you are an owner operator or a lease operator or anything of that nature, or even as a little mini fleet on per day. I'm sorry, it cannot be done. And when you go about doing that per day, you get lost in the sauce. You start to lose where your profit and loss is at. Y'all killing me right now. Y'all honestly are. I'm trying to convey information to you guys for generational wealth. Let me say this again. Maybe I need to say it twice for y'all to understand. I am about generational wealth. Generational wealth. Do I need to say it again? Generational wealth, because I want to pass on for my kids' kids and for my business to continue going on. I'm not in this trucking thing to be, oh, I got the shiniest truck. Oh, I got the best, the biggest, the baddest truck on the block. I don't care about none of that. Okay? I don't give a damn about none of that. I am about generational wealth. And to be honest with you, if you are not about generational wealth, then my information or the way that I see trucking is not going to suit you. It's not going to make, I tell y'all this all the time. How can I make sense when I got millions on my mind? All right? Once again, y'all, You may miss that one, okay? Quote from my man Post Malone. How can I make sense when I got millions on my mind? I'm thinking about millions. I'm not thinking about thousands. I'm not thinking about being a one truck operation, man, for 15, 20 years, 10 years in the game, and I only still got one truck. I don't care about none of that, man. And when owner-operators step to me and they tell me, I've been in the game for 10 years, you don't know nothing. Dog, you've been in the game for 10 years and this is the only truck you got. I ain't mad at you. But in my eyes, in the way I view it, you behind the 8 ball. 10 years? You know what my vision is in 10 years? Like 40, 30 trucks. Honestly, like I'm looking at, while you making thousands, I'm making millions. And last time I checked, millions trump thousands. Am I correct? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off on my math here. And if I am, please do. Expose me. But millions trump thousands. I'm not in this to be out here for 10 years and driving to make 100,000 every year, and then I have to deal with taxes and all this other stuff. After the taxes is done and I try to get my expenses all the way down, now I'm only down about 50. I don't care about none of that, all right? By the time, while you sitting there counting up, trying to count your thousands, I'm sitting there counting millions, all right? I'm sitting there figuring out the cost per mile. I'm figuring out how I can get it as low as possible. I am on the level of wanting to be how the mega carriers are. If y'all do not understand this, or you do not feel what I'm saying, you do not have to listen to LoShawn. Matter of fact, I would advise you that if you're not on that level, don't listen to LoShawn, okay? If you are about the one-man operation, it's going to be best that you go find a person that's going to tell you to do it by the day, to do it by the hour, to do it by whatever other theory they got on it, okay? But what you need to understand is, if you're running an operation in a business out here, and you don't know what it costs to run your operation, how in the hell are you succeeding? Okay? Listen, you've been in the game 4-5 years, man, and you're going to show me one truck, man, you are not showing me nothing. All right? I have been down that road. I've done the lease thing. I've told you guys about that. And I've also said that I am behind the 8 ball because of the way that I moved for my first 4 years. The information that I have now and that I convey to you guys, if I had that when I first came in this game, I wouldn't be at just one truck right now. Matter of fact, these trucks don't matter to me, and I don't know why so many people take so much pride in these trucks. These trucks are tools, people. How many times does that got to sink through your thick head? All right, these are not nothing that have no emotional attachment to, because when they break down, they don't give a damn about you. Only thing they care about is your pocket. They want the money out your pocket. So why should you show some emotional attachment to this truck when it is utilized and built for it to make money, and you are not supposed to have an attachment to it? When it breaks down and it starts having issues that are costing way too much, it's just like a bad girlfriend. You get rid of it. And some of y'all are missing this valuable point. I don't get it, okay? If you guys don't understand how to do your CPM, your cost per mile, no problem. I'll give you a quick breakdown, because I know some of y'all probably is going against it because y'all don't know what your cost per mile is. So it's like, oh, whoa, I don't want to break. Look, it's simple. All right, I'm gonna tell you how to do it right here, right now, real quickly. It don't take nothing but a few minutes, and you can figure it out. You can figure it out in 30 days, okay? The best way to do it is to run it for a 30-day period, of course. Then you come up with a true, accurate number, all right? But until then, the best thing to do is to use the national average for whatever division you in until you get your 30 days of all your information in there, and then you start using what your rate per mile is. Like, I'm confused here. And what a lot of people don't understand is the rate per mile is your bare minimum to pay your expenses on the truck. And the thing that I like to teach is I tell people to include your house expenses, things that you're paying back at home. Include that in too, because you're driving this truck to pay for things back at home. You're not just driving this truck to keep the operation of the truck going, because if that was the case, what are you in trucking for? Like, honestly, you're not out here just to pay for the expenses on the truck. That's stupid. That don't make sense. All right? So the thing is on how to do this number, like I said, once again, people, it's simple. All right, you need to know what your expenses on the truck are. If you have a truck note, you need to add that. Everything, let me back up a little bit for some of y'all. It's not weekly. You need to be doing this monthly, okay? Everything is, when I'm speaking right now, everything is on a monthly basis. So if you have a truck note and you have to pay your truck note weekly, you still need to add that as a full month thing. So if your truck note weekly is $1,000, in a month that is $4,000, okay? There we go. Okay. So you got expenses on the truck. That would include truck payment, insurances, and right now I'm talking fixed cost. Okay. So the numbers that don't never change throughout the year. So that would be insurance, truck notes. And for those that don't have a truck note, then that just makes that your cost per mile is going to be lower because you don't have to pay for a truck note, but you're going to pay it somewhere because you should be essentially putting that same amount of money that if you had a truck note into a maintenance. And it doesn't make sense to me for people to say, oh, I don't need a maintenance because I had money stacked up before I came in the game. That still does not make astronomical sense, dog. It don't. You don't never know when that big breakdown is going to come. Oh, I got 20 bands already stacked. You still need to be stacking. Because when that 20 bands goes out for that repair of that motor, you want to have that backup 20 bands to restart your thing, man. You don't just rely on just that 20 bands. Like... What are we talking about here right now? Like, some of y'all are so clueless and lost. Back to how to figure the number out, okay? Expenses on the truck. I need you to include everything. Everything that you spend on that truck, you need to be writing down. Okay, you need to be writing it down every day. I gave on YTTA Network, I gave 2 apps out. Okay, the first one I used, I found out that these are on Android. So if you got an iPhone, you ain't gonna be able to pull these. But the one app that I use, 2 apps that I use daily is called Fill Up. I do that for my fuel, and it keeps track of my mileage for the month. Okay, and the second app that I use is called Num Receipt. All right, Num Receipt. That's where I'm able to put in all of my expenses that I do while I'm on the truck, and I'm able to take a picture of the receipts, and I'm able to calculate it, and it keeps a pie graph. It keeps all that for 6 months. It'll do quarterly, it'll do yearly, it'll do half a year, it'll do whatever you want to do. All right, I would suggest that you buy the basic package, which is I think it's like $9.99 for a year, $9.99. Once again, it's for a business purpose, so you get to write that off too. You understand what I'm saying? You get those 2 apps, you start plugging in your numbers, you run it for a month. After the month, you divide your expenses, which would be your fixed cost, which would be your variable cost, okay? And then the third one that I say is you have to add in your home cost because you're out here running for a purpose. You still got to pay bills back home, okay? They don't pay for themselves. So how that money getting done? Through trucking, okay? So that needs to be added in as well. You take all 3 of those numbers, fixed cost, variable cost, and home expense. All right, you divide that by your monthly mileage. So if you say that if you did 10,000 miles a month, you divide that number, or you divide the dollar amount of the expenses by the number of miles you did for the month, and it will come up with a rate per mile or cent or cost per mile. Okay, now this number is going to change every 30 days because you have fuel prices that change. You have seasons that come where stuff is going to start going slower. So your rate is going to fluctuate. This rate is never going to stay the same. You can never use the same rate. All right, and the thing that's going to be scary is once you guys figure out that number from what I just told you how to figure it out after 30 days. Once you figure it out, a lot of y'all, that number going to scare the shit out of y'all because a lot of y'all didn't know that the cost to run your operation was either that high, or for some of you guys, it could be that low. That's why I say it'll scare you either way. Either it'll be high, where it'll scare you from being so high, and maybe you've been undercutting yourself here with the agents and the brokers for a long time. Okay, you might have been taking freight that's $1.50, not minusing the company's percentage that they're going to get out of it. Okay. And then you've been running freight for $1.30 when the cost of your operation is $1.59, $1.60 like mine. You're losing out on 30 cents a mile and don't even know it. Or, for instance, Trucker Brown, I ran his numbers. His numbers is $1.06 a mile. For the style truck that he has, the lifestyle that he lives, and things of that nature. His cost is only $1.06 a mile. So Trucker Brown is doing extremely well. But needed to know this number. And some of you guys are too afraid to know that number. It does not hurt for you to know the number, people. Now, if you want to go back to doing your weekly thing, your daily thing, do whatever you want to. All right? I ain't going to tell you how to run your business. All I'm going to tell you is that I'm not going to be in this game for 7 years, 10 years, and only have one truck and walk around like macho man. I got this Peterbilt. I got this truck. I'm an owner operator. I don't care about none of that, dog. You care about that, okay? That is a pride and polish thing to you. I'm concerned on pride and polishing my bank account, all right? I'm looking for the text alerts and the notifications from my bank account. Y'all looking for notifications from YouTube and Facebook. That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. My priorities is where they supposed to be. A lot of y'all priorities ain't where they supposed to be. But yet Lo is the bad guy though, right? I'm the step and fetch and I'm the shoe shiner. I'm doing all that. But I teach you guys about generational wealth and try to teach you guys not to do some of the things that Lo did in the past. All right? And show you guys a better way of doing it or a way of educating yourself. And some of y'all look at me like, this dude don't know nothing. No, it ain't that Lo don't know nothing. It's that you don't know nothing. And in another 5 years, when I'm in, like I said, in YTTA Network, when I'm in the Fortune 500 as one of the fastest growing fleets, you're going to say, man, that dude right there, he told us a lot. He told us a lot. Because I it's one thing about me. I don't talk it, dog. I'm going to be about it. All right? I talked about everything. I've talked up everything that I'm doing right now. I said I was going to go to dealership, cop truck. Did it. All right? Said I was going to start getting into specialized freight. Did it. Ain't nothing that no. And oh yeah, let me put this in there too. For those of y'all that think that Casanova ain't cool with me, y'all, apparently y'all don't talk to Casanova. I don't know what to tell you, but I keep hearing this. Oh, the Lo is the reason why Casanova left, and y'all don't know Cass apparently, because if you talk to Cass honestly and you ask him if LoShawn and him is cool, I guarantee you Cass will tell you yes. So let's end the speculation of the thing with Casanova, okay? Understand it. Y'all need to really, as owner operators, as lease operators, need to understand this. And let me tell you something before I close this video out. I'm done, all right? If you are at a carrier and you're leased onto them and you are making a flat rate, all right, I don't suggest that you run these numbers, okay? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm being completely transparent and honest with you. Because if you're somewhere at a flat rate and you run these numbers, you're going to be disappointed, okay? It's not going to match. It's going to make you feel some type of way. All right. Once again, all I'm trying to do is show you your wealth, man. That's it. All right. I ain't trying to bring you nothing extra. The whole time on my channel has been about generational wealth. I try to teach you guys to be wealthy for you and your family. All right. Some of y'all are not looking at generational wealth. Some of y'all are looking at self-wealth. That means that you're only concerned with yourself. And some of you may not have children. And I understand that. So then it would be self-wealth. Okay. But come on, man. All right, come on. Some of us out here, majority of the guys out here, are not the single life. Majority. Either they got kids or they got an old lady. They got something back home that they taking care of. All right? So don't try to say, don't listen to all these other YouTubers. All right? Instead, what you should be saying is, pay attention a little bit to everybody. All right, I never understood that. I never understood why they say they feel like their information is better than everybody else's, or like they got the holy grail information. My channel is like no other, man. I don't care how nobody else put it. Nobody else's channel is like mine, and I'm not like nobody else's channel. And I've always been that way from de dinero. All right. And when I first came out, de dinero, I was talking to prime lease drivers. My information was not for the industry wide, for those that are leasing. My information was for prime lease drivers that were having complications succeeding in their prime lease. Let's get that understood too. So with that being said, man, I'm going to be dropping some more videos this coming week, man. All right, I'm going to be doing the complete review this week on my Freightliner 2018 Cascadia, man. Anybody who's interested in knowing about this truck, that will be out. Freightliner, some things y'all do need to fix, but for the most part, it's a solid truck. All right. Also, upcoming videos I'm going to be talking to you guys about is American Association. You guys can see that, American Association of Owner-Operators. All right. I'm going to be dropping a video talking about that. This is an association similar to OIDA that helps drivers out on the road as owner-operators. Some of y'all may need to look into that because call yourself owner-operators and don't even know your cost per mile. And another thing I'm going to be talking about is this headset right here. You guys already know that I like to rock these right here. I found one that has noise cancellation, man, so I'm going to be doing a review on this one too as well. You can cop these in the truck stop. It's by Tough Tested. All right, so I'll be doing a review on this, man. If you guys are interested in it, check out that video, man. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all need to wake up, man. A lot of y'all need to wake up, man, smell the coffee, because a lot of y'all ain't smelling the coffee. I don't know what y'all smelling, but it's a bunch. Right now, I'm going to tell you, it's a bunch of BS. Especially if you as an owner-operator or a lease operator do not know your cost per mile, and you want to try to off-play it like, oh, all I need to know is my cost a day. All I need to know is what I need to run a day. You are drastically off the mark, and you don't even know how much profit you're losing or how much profit you're gaining. Sorry, truth is what it is, man. Deal with it. Y'all be safe, don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Like, be unsafe as always. Winners focus on winning, man. I keep telling y'all this, man. And losers focus on winners. And I'm winning. I'm winning all day right here. And y'all are too, man. As long as you keep your mind open, stay focused, you winning. Right here with Trucking with LoShawn Parks in that next video.
Just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want. Keep pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on. Just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want. Be what you want. Have what you want. Be what you want.
I was ashamed. My crew was lame. I had nothing.